The indicators that we're using on the Tradonics or in the Tradonics system are essentially what's referred to as GAN high-low activators. Now, this is a concept developed way back in the day by William Delbert Gann, or W.D. Gann. And what this essentially is are trading channels. Now, we have channels with high and lows. That's why it's a high-low activator. It activates either the high or the low version of the trend channel. So we have two moving averages, one that goes through the highs and one that calculates the lows. Now, when the price closes above the high, what gets activated are the lows. So we're going to see the moving average of the lows. Now, if we're taking a look at the TBM, or the dots, for example, we can see that when the price closes above the high, that the lows pop up. And this is how we trail our stop. This gives us some confirmation that the market is moving in the right direction, and so on. Now, we've got the TBS, which is the short-term bias. This is going to hug the price fairly close, and it's a shorter period GAN high-low activator. The TBM is a little bit longer period, and it's a different kind of average. The TBS is a simple average. The TBM is an exponential average. Now, the TBL is a longer term version of that is displayed simply as either up or down. We don't need it on the chart. It's not important. All we need the TBL for is a 50 period GAN high-low activator, and it is going to give us the trend direction. When we use these, if there was a trend or a channel on the chart, once price closes above it, the trend channel is going to show up below, and it has to close below it in order for it to change sides. This is a really nice indicator because it allows for market fluctuations. If we had just a single moving average line, the price would go in it, it would come out of it, and we really would have some chaos because there's no clear direction when the moving average gets through the middle of it. With the GAN high-low activator, we are able to clear up a lot of the chop, a lot of the chaos, by either showing the high or the low. And I find it to be one of the best ways to trail the stop loss. The GAN high-low activator is such a clean kind of tool that I really put a lot of weight into this. Now, the TBS, the TBM, and the TBL are all GAN high-low activators displayed a little bit different. Again, the TBL, there is one invisible one on the chart, and it is referenced as this trend. Now, once we are above the activator, the trend is up. Once we're below the activator, the trend is down. And all we really need to see is the trend up or down. And the easiest way to see that is simply the way the TBL is being displayed. Now, the switch, these arrows, they are very fast moving average crossovers. So we are looking at a really quick crossover with these arrows, and they're fast, so they happen very, very quickly. Now, they're exponential moving averages that will switch virtually on a dime, and that's going to give us quite a lot of signals. We're going to get lots of arrows, but at the same time, we're only looking for the arrows in the direction we want to trade, and it's going to result in a lot of the aggressive entries that we're looking for because it's as fast as it is. Now, the tetragram, of course, is all of that put together into one indicator. We're looking for the trend direction as per the really slow moving GAN high-low activator, the 50 period, and that is going to give us what color the tetragram is going to be. We get 3 out of the 4 together. We get the little green tetragram bar, or we get 3 out of the 4 indicators moving the same direction, little green one. We get 4 out of the 4. We've got the TBS, we've got the TBM, we've got the TBL, and the switch. They're all the same. They're going the same direction. Then we're going to get the big bars on the tetragram. The arrows, that we see and the heat map, they tell us what we're looking at on the current chart. So right now we can see that the TBS is the line. This is a very quick GAN high-low activator. Price has dropped below it, so then it switched. The channel went from underneath to above because we closed below that high-speed channel. Closed below it, and it switched the channel to above the price. And if it's above the price, price is below it, and price wants to move away from it. So we are looking for the market to move down. We want price to move away from it. So that is what is being reflected with both the heat map and the arrows. Everything else is up. So we got the TBL is green. So we have the green arrow and we have the green top part of the heat map. The TBM, the dots, they're also green. So we've got the green arrow and then the green section of the heat map. The TBS is red and it's above the price. So we get the red TBS on the heat map and the down arrow on the arrows panel. And the switch has recently turned up. So it is bullish. So we're going to get the switch being green and the switch green on the heat map. Now the TBL HTF and the TBM HTF, we're looking at the higher time frames with this. So it's the TBL, that's what this one is here, the GAN high-low activator on the next higher time frame. This is the 4 hours, so the next higher time frame is the daily. So it is looking at this TBL or the 50 period GAN high-low activator on the daily time frame. And the same with the TBM. It is looking at the TBM on the daily time frame. So that is essentially it in a nutshell. Very nice indicators. I like them a lot, and they're really, really effective, and they're efficient when you use them all together this way. So over the course of my several years of trading, these are the elements that have worked the best, have been the most consistent, and are the most reliable as far as I'm concerned. And I've managed to put them all together and give you the Tradonics system as a result.